Welcome back. Let's get to it.
All right. Welcome in. Happy Friday. We are on day 24, I think, of our Jerboa project here today. If you're watching the VOD, be sure to put on whatever music you so choose. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to be working on, or continuing work rather, on the Jerboa's face today. And we will be listening to our classic, what is this? Classic Rock Summer playlist on YouTube Music. Pretty good playlist. It's been treating us well, so we're enjoying it. Let's get into it. First and foremost, we'll take a little peek at the Jerboa's face here as far as what we did yesterday. Working into the eyes and the cheeks. And he's gotten a bake, so that's all cured. You don't have to worry about messing that up. And I think today we're going to be working on, or we're going to start, rather, working on this general area. Essentially, what I'm thinking is get some small little bits of fur and work down vertically with a gap in the middle. And then we'll put a piece in here and start the blending process. Once that's complete, honestly, I'd prefer to bake it first, but we'll see. Because that's going to get overlapped. We're going to put some clay in here for filling on the above the eyelids there on the brow, and do a scratched in, a carved in texture, and create a blend. We'll probably, once that clay bit is in place, put a couple little bits of fur pieces across the top of that to blend into the back, and then blend that with the carved texture on both sides. We'll probably repeat that process right here underneath the eyes, where we're going to fill that out a little bit. So, yeah, we've got a game plan. I need to not forget to put our little wires in to the clay that goes atop on the brow there, so we can put our little eyelid whiskers or eyelash whiskers, whatever you want to call them, in place. We, of course, already have those for his whiskers, and they'll be applied after painting. It'll be one of the last stages of the sculpt itself. Putting in the monofilament that I have for the whiskers. We'll probably put wires in there when it's time to paint, so it doesn't get filled in with paint, But yeah, we're making good progress. I'm very happy with progress on this guy and the results so far, so hopefully we can maintain that. I'm going to pull up the secondary camera over in the right corner, and you know what? Let's run this through the roller. It's been sitting here, the fan's blowing right this direction. It's cooled the clay off quite a bit, and it's firmed up some. So we'll go ahead and work it by hand a little bit, and then I'll get my roller and run it through a couple times, and we'll be good to go. We'll see how long we go today. Of course, Fridays are always on the schedule as a potential bonus stream, and being that I've been left unsupervised and nothing going on otherwise, no plans with Minchie since she's AFK. Here we are. We're going to be streaming. And we'll probably go until, I don't know, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe up to 3. It kind of depends on when our raid target goes live, because that's already been established. So let's go ahead and get the old roller, run this through it. Ow. And I'll try not to, hit my head on things like the light. That brings me to another thing. Depending on when I get to the store next, I'm going to look into a small, preferably AC-powered light that I can clamp on over on this side of the desk to get a little bit more even lighting on that side. I know we get some shadowing going, and I want to minimize that. I've got 2-point lighting right now, and overall it works, but sometimes we get some shadowing, and it's a little bit hard to see. We'll continue to play around with the setup a little bit over as time passes, you know. All right. All right, that's better. So, like I said, we'll be starting with some small pieces right around the bridge of the nose there. See what we can accomplish here today. After that, we'll probably work into the cheeks and see. I don't know if we'll get to the brows today. Like I said, I would honestly prefer to bake it before we get into that, but there will be some overlap with the portion of the bridge of the nose that we're working on today. And I don't like the idea of risking messing that up after we're done. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey, nose hole, indeed. How's it going, Andy? How we doing this morning, sir? I think you might be the first one here today. But if there's anyone out there that isn't already doing so, be sure to give Mr. Mecha here a follow. You will not be disappointed. As I was saying yesterday, I don't know if you know this, Andy. I don't know that I've actually really said it. I talked about it a bit yesterday, but very much the reason that I'm streaming here on Twitch. I mentioned yesterday that you know, I've known of you through YouTube when I started that, and I said I remember. I think there was a time when I commented on one of his videos and I said, I don't know how you live stream this. I feel like I would be distracted. And as I was getting out of the hiatus with the YouTube stuff and started up a Twitch account and was hanging out on the stream, it really motivated me to give it a shot. And I'm really enjoying it. So thank you for the encouragement and motivation, whether you realized it or not. I'm definitely enjoying this. It beats the pants off of editing constantly, I'll tell you that much. All good here? Good to hear, man. Good to hear. I'm functioning today. I didn't sleep the best last night. We had fireworks going off till God knows when. Ugh. No, man. Just being honest. I think it's important to acknowledge the parties that have inspired you, you know, along the way, and certainly a fan of your channel and appreciate your streams. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a full plate of these just so we have them. I can set them aside, and we all know that I'm gonna lose a few in the peeling process, so. But yeah, Andy, we made some progress on the face yesterday. We really filled in from the ears, got that gap in between. That was a struggle. At one point, at the start of the stream yesterday, we started with this portion, and I ended up tearing it all off and starting over because it was like bulked up. I was telling chat, it looked like one of those hairstyles that women were rocking. You know, a lot of women were rocking in the early 2010s, where they'd like poof it up in the front and pull it back and clip it with the poof. It looked like that, and we don't need that. It's not. We can't do that to our boy. So I had to strip it down and fix it. And we can fill in across the cheeks there and get to our blend point. And then the brows will fill in some clay and do a carved texture to blend. We'll probably put, like I was saying a little bit earlier, put a few of these little pieces across the top of that clay we eventually put across here and blend it into there, and then do the carved blend into that. This, you know, I know this this whole process did a number on me at one point. I was on the verge of a little mental break there. But as tedious and slow as this process is, it's actually kind of fun to think through the process, you know? I think that's my favorite part of it, honestly. Just kind of making it all come together, you know? When the clay wants to cooperate and everything goes smooth, it's not so bad. Just slow. And part of that is just the nature of this project. Like I was saying, when we do the critter, we can use bigger pieces than this for the most part. And I don't have all these little tiny areas to work in. And that's really where it slows down. Like a good portion of yesterday's stream was just this little 1/2-inch section, just trying to get it filled in proper, you know? Really leveled up your skills by pushing through. I agree. I'm glad that I didn't chicken out on this project, you know? I was saying yesterday, it's really kind of motivated me to take on other projects that I would otherwise be a little bit nervous to do, you know? And eventually I'm going to do a dragon, but it's probably going to be to kick off the new year. I don't want to start something that big this late into the year, because I got other projects I want to do that won't take as long. And I don't want anything to be in the way when it comes time for Halloween, you know? I got plans and I want to make sure we get to those. And I think when it does come time to do the dragon, that's, if I haven't already done so beforehand, that would be a great opportunity to start working on multiple projects at once. So I'm not just working on one thing for, 2 months. Most of the time, I don't mind it. In fact, I kind of enjoy just dumping my attention into one thing. It's one of the lists of things that have made me question if I'm on the spectrum of some varying degree, but it's one of the benefits of the hyper focus too, you know? And by sticking to sculpting on stream for the most part, I've really something I haven't really given myself credit for yet. I've done a really good job of calming the hell down, because normally when it comes to projects, I'm just like all in and I don't stop until it's done. And that's good for productivity, but it's not good for my health, you know? Now I just need to carry that over into house projects, because those are the ones that really hurt. when you're when you're going hard with painting and stuff like that in the house, man, that puts me down. Need to give myself breaks. Yep, there's our first casualty. Wasn't too bad, but we're not accepting that at this point. Also, Andy, this playlist that I found on YouTube Music has been great. It's called Classic Rock Summer. We've been enjoying it over here for a few days now. Kind of a nice mix through the 70s. I think there's some 80s and 90s maybe too. No! Oh no! I squished it. Eh. We got a chonky one on here. Let's see if we can trim it or fix it. There we go. There's another one. It's always that one side. Used to stick to one thing at a time. I thought working on multiple things would have been stressful. Totally different now. Loving having something in the oven while we're working on something else. Yeah, or even at the very least the option. You know, that would be nice. Like, especially when it comes to days where, you know, you've got stuff to do. You're saving it for stream, but then you start stream and you get through it faster than expected, and it's like, well, what do I do now? Because I can't really do anything more until this guy gets a bake or whatever. And then you're kind of in a pickle. And you just kind of have to end the stream early. So I've been there a few times already, and that would definitely help with that. I don't know that I would like Cena, you know, a lot of times he'll work on one thing for part of the stream and then like half and half. I don't know that I would do it like that regularly, but having the option and being able to like maybe one day do one project, the next day do the other, and have one on standby in the event that you come to a standstill on one project during the stream, that would be nice. All right, let's see. So we want to work down vertically with a little bit of a slight curve on the first placement. And we're going to want to make sure placement is just right on these. And I might... I don't know if I should trim them in half. No, we'd be fine. That kind of creates a problem though, doesn't it? We don't need this diamond shape here. That will inevitably be there when we place the other piece. Maybe going at an angle is not going to work. Hmm. Not going to attach these quite yet. Food's ready. Homemade beef fried rice. Ooh. That sounds good, man. I love fried rice. Well, you enjoy, sir. And what we'll have to do is kind of trim as we fade in here. I think that's what we're going to have to do, you know? I think I'm going to have to bake him before we start doing the... Because there's going to be too much overlap. And then if I mess up this section and have to take it off, it's going to strip down all of this work. So I think maybe we'll plan on that. We've got plenty we can do here for the stream time we have today. We're going to work on the cheeks and a few areas on the face. That left side needs to come over slightly. Want to line it up basically with the corner of the eye. There we go. Oh, come on now. There we go. Yeah, I think that'll do. Okay. And then all right, let's get the brush and kind of brush those back. And next layer. Might have to go with shorter cuts here. This is going to be a little bit awkward because we're working in a bit of a bend here. You see where that... Not too terrible. Yet. I think that piece might have to come off. I don't like how it just kind of got smushed. Yeah, let's take that off. That's going to show up too much. If it was down a little bit lower, I wouldn't worry about it because it would get covered in the overlap, but... All right, same on the other side. Then what we'll do is we'll put a bit of clay in here to create the blend, you see. Same with the where we kind of blend into the bit of the nose. We might start that process like right in here. We'll see what it looks like once we get there. Some good tunes on here. Some Curtis Mayfield right now. Okay. Let's pull that at a bit more of an angle. Let's get a few smaller pieces. Shorter cuts. Nope. Let's try that again. And we're going to go with shorter cuts regardless of how far back it goes. That might be a little bit too wide. Gotta get that thinner. All right, let's see if we can get these off of here. Well, that one's a bit of a casualty. Really not happy with how that turned out. I need another piece that's like, man, that one's messed up. I don't know if I can clean that up or not. Okay, and then let's get this guy and trim him up. Reminder too, excuse me, the inside edge here doesn't really matter because this is going to get covered up. Maybe we won't use that. Let's go ahead and Okay. Now we're going to get a few little bits. This is all baked up at the top, so we don't have to worry about messing that section up. Along the sides, very much so, like where we were just working. But we'll just have to be careful with that. Okay, so you wanted to stick to everything but what we want you to stick to? That checks out, actually. Oh, come on now. Are you serious, dude? It won't stick to my utensil when I want it to, but when it needs to let go, it won't. I don't know how that's going to work. It's a first attempt, so we'll see. Well, I'd say it couldn't have gone more perfectly than that. Q, what's up, man? Welcome in. Hello to you, sir. Hope you're having a good day today. Made a Friday bonus stream work this week. And seeing what we can get done here. How we doing today, Hugh? Not bad? Good, good. Well, happy Friday. And I think what we might do is run a little bit of a blend right along the edge of the fur. I'll roll out some strands if my stupid glove would cooperate. And we'll kind of carve into it. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know how this is going to look, but not too oh, I already have one. That's right. And honestly, I think we're going to continue that into the center a little bit. Need to get that off of there. There we go. Need to go a little bit higher right down the middle. There we go. Okay. And then we'll just kind of start working that in. And just kind of carving those textures in there.
Suddenly, I heard a tap, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
Who's that rapping at my chamber door? Who's there? Decipher. Decipher, thank you so much, man. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Let's hop over here a moment. Raiders, how we doing? Fat Boy T, thank you for that follow. Lumavaris, I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for the follow. Drimsky, thank you. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it, guys. Decipher, thank you so much for the raid, man. I hope you had a good stream. Let me do the things real quick here. All right. There we go. Folks, linked in the chat is Decipher. There's a shout out for Decipher there. If you are not following him, you should definitely be doing so. Fantastic DJ here on Twitch. I've been enjoying his streams. A really good time over there, and I really enjoy his setup. So definitely check him out. Show some love. Thank you so much for the raid, man. Raiders, welcome in. And Decipher, how was the stream, man? How was the stream? Follower only is whack. Simo Pops, nobody's forcing you to be here, bud. You know, I hate to drop it like that, but that's just the facts. That's just the facts. That was Desi's raid message. Sorry, not sorry. All right, well, no worries, no worries. We do that just because I don't have time to sit here and entertain bots. You know what I'm saying? We don't have time to deal with that. So I apologize for taking that out of context, but Briggity Railway and Erica Fernandez, thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome in. Decipher, I hope you had a good stream, sir. My name is, well, you can see it. You can call me Feral. You can call me Moon. You can call me Feral Moon. Any of those work. And I sculpt using polymer clay, specifically Cos clay, which cures to a more of a rubbery consistency. Rather than Sculpey, which cures to more of like a hard plastic. Pretty cool stuff. Really been enjoying it. This is my first project using that clay specifically and entirely, because I normally used Sculpey in the past. So this has been a learning exercise and a first for a lot of things. My first animal sculpture, my first time using this clay exclusively, and my first time using this method for fur, to be quite honest. It's been a very slow process, but I'm happy with how it's turning out and really been enjoying this project. If you're not familiar, this is a Jerboa, and it is from the Ark Survival Evolved, Survival Ascended games. And I've always thought this was kind of a cool little creature, and decided to sculpt it at the suggestion of my partner, actually. So normally don't do so much like cute stuff, really, but it's been a nice change of pace. So welcome in, guys. Erica, hello, welcome in. How was Decipher's stream, guys? Was it as awesome as it normally is? I was lurking over there last night while I was working on him a little bit before getting him in the oven, actually. Provided a nice little soundtrack to my work. And right now, what we're doing is working on filling in around the eyes and the face. His brows, will get some clay applied and it'll get filled in, and we'll do kind of a carved fur texture. But right now we're kind of working in to fill in the gaps and create a blend point. We'll be doing the same today on the cheeks, working into the snout right in here. And Simo Pops, dude, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't realize that was the raid call, and I thought somebody was just saying stuff to say stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was awesome as it was. Oh man, yeah, I really dig what Decipher has going on there with the like when you follow and it gets loaded into the soundboard there for him or whatever. I don't know how DJ stuff works. I just appreciate the craft. No sweat, I get it. It was pretty solo there. Yeah, no, yeah, it's fine. And I admittedly glaze over when I look at chat. I'm trying to focus on one line and everything else just becomes a fog, you know what I mean? So that's my bad. That's my bad. It's one of those things. When you start to see things happen on a routine basis, you kind of tend to just expect it. And unfortunately, I guess I was just kind of expecting someone to make a comment about it. I've been debating turning off followers only, to be honest, but I just don't want to deal with the bots, because typically I'm flying solo, you know, and while I can step away from my work, it's not ideal all the time, you know. I'll switch us back over to the proper screen too. But yeah, you can kind of see some of my previous projects down in that bottom right corner. That candle right there right now, that was the first streamed creation here on the channel. I started streaming my sculpting just a couple months ago. I've been doing YouTube for a while, and took a break. And as I've been getting back into it, I started up streaming. So it's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it, working to kind of get a method, you know. I love house clutter with faces. Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know, Lumavaris. My partner's always saying, like, why don't you sell your work? And it's like, because I make it for me. If I sculpt something, it's because I want it. And the idea of selling it is, I don't know, it's kind of hard to think about. Even just down to pricing stuff, being fair to myself and the project. I'm just no good at it, you know? I don't like doing that kind of thing. Because like this guy, you know, this is over 100 hours at this point, and I just don't know how I would justifiably make a price for that. I'll give you a little bit of a different perspective as well. He kind of looks goofy right now with the brows. But this will all come together. You know, for a time, his ears looked excessively large. And now they actually fit his head the way they should, as we've been applying the fur and bulking it out.
It's time to take a short break.
Is it that
Stand
time
up,
already?
stretch and hydrate.
Hey, Miss Diane, welcome in. It's good to see you. I hope you've been having a good week this week. Oldies goldies. I'm assuming you're referring to the music, and yeah, we're listening to a classic rock summer mix that I found, and it's been pretty nice. I stream during the day, most of the time, right around this time frame, and I try to keep the music appealing to a generally larger audience, you know? And I enjoy classic rock, so it's not a problem for me. What piece do we want to use there? Let's go with... Yeah, it's a very tedious process, but honestly, pretty enjoyable for the most part. Sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating, but overall, it's pretty fun. We're actually going to be using this process again in the near future for an upcoming project. Smaller scale, though. It won't take me nearly as long. We're going to put this right in the middle again, a little bit further down this time. Actually, no, I got a different idea. Let's set that aside for right now. I hear something different by night. Well, you see, only on nights of full moons, you know. Let's see. I want to kind of create a little bit. I have an idea. Let's see if it works. I'll go back to the above camera. Typically, you can get a little bit of a better view. This is where I envy 2D artists, you know? You can set your camera up and point it at your easel or your drawing surface and be done with it, you know? Things get a little bit more kinetic. Oh, we are on an ad break right now too, aren't we? We'll take a pause. We'll take a pause here. And we'll take a proper break while the ads run. I'm going to stand up and stretch, and we'll get right back to it. Thank you guys so much for being here today. A little bit sleepy, a little bit out of it. Didn't sleep very good last night due to the excessive amount of fireworks into the late hours of the night. But we're making do with it today. And we're going to get as much done as possible. So I will see you guys in about a minute once this ad break is ended, and we will continue on. Hey, Gundy, what's up, man? Yeah, it snuck up on me, too. Doing well, man. Doing well. Need more caffeine today. The fireworks kept me up all night.
Welcome back. Let's get to it.
All right. Let's get right back into it here. Yeah, apologies. That ad break crept up on me. Welcome in, Gundy. Yeah, we're just working on the face, man. Continuing on. Probably won't finish it today because I think it's going to need a bake before we start filling in that brow area. But making good progress. And I made an ass out of myself already on stream today, so you know. Well, Decipher came in and raided today, which obviously I very much appreciate. And I saw the message, something, what was it? Oh, follower only chat is whack. And I was like, well, you don't have to be here. I didn't realize that was the raid call. And then I felt like an asshole. Yeah, there we go. Get a little bit of texture in there. I like it. Good thinking, me. So yeah, Decipher came in, set it up, and I spiked it right into the ground, like an asshole. All right, we can't do it. I'm sorry. You know, should we? All right, I'll leave it up to you guys. Play it or skip it. It's a great song, but it's slow. I'm fine with either. It's up to you. Data Manzin, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Guys, I just noticed too, that raid launched us right beyond the follow goal. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. And thank you for understanding and laughing with me about my assumption and reaction. Thanks, Data Manzin. Yeah, I'll throw him over here. Get the other camera angle up. As you can see, Gundy, we're working on filling in the bridge of the nose here, because we're working from the rolled out texture, fur texture, into the carved, you know, and just trying to kind of delineate the difference in between. And get the blend going, you know. Can't believe first time I saw it, just had a body and pieces of metal. You've done an amazing job. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of, matter of fact, here in a moment, I'll go ahead. I meant to do this yesterday. We were talking about it, and then I got sidetracked, as I do. And I totally forgot to pull up the pics on Instagram from when we started the project, because he has, he's come a long way. And again, if you guys haven't followed Decipher, Well, I got 39 minutes until Twitch will let me do another shout out. Thank you, Twitch, for telling me how often I can shout out people on my own channel. Appreciate you. Really doing the Lord's work on that one. Yeah. Let me see. You know what? I'm gonna have to set up an actual like shout out command in the bot so we don't have to worry about that. This part, I think we're gonna, yeah, we'll do 2 small for portions and then work into the blend again. Let's set my little balls of clay aside. This one sucks. This one seems serviceable, possibly. I'll set that aside. You know what? Here. Does this one work? There we go. The multi-shout out works. If you're not following Decipher, be sure to drop a follow. Really enjoy his streams. All right. You know what? Before I get sidetracked and we get into it, let's take a look. I'll pull up the Instagram. I'll show you what this guy started as. That's disturbing. That's a sculpt, and it's gross. Want to see it? It's not mine. Gross warning. If you're eating lunch, maybe look away for a second. That's a sculpt. From Salty Sculpts. This dude sculpts all kinds of awesome, gross stuff. Look at that. Gross. Amazing, but gross. All right. Remember when the Jerboa looked like this? Looked like a demented ass Charmander. And then we shaped him up a little bit. Started working on the face detail. Added the ears. Look how big they look in comparison to now when they actually fit his head. I was so worried at that point. Like, what did I do? I measured it. It should be to scale. Why do they look huge? Started adding fur. Got to the back of the ears. The face before fur. And now there he is. Big difference. And what a difference just adding fur makes, you know? Okay, let's get a few small pieces of fur. We're gonna, what the plan is today. I wasn't sure how far we would get, but once we started working, I decided it's going to be best if we bake this before I fill in the brows. So we're going to finish the bridge nose. We're going to work on the cheeks and get that blend going. And then hopefully that'll take us to the point where we can rate a certain somebody. That's the plan. And then I need to personally send a message to Decipher and apologize for being an asshole. I know it's not a big deal, but my anxiety is going to drive me nuts over it. Which, ironically, is what led to my response to that anyways, so. Yay, anxiety. Isn't it fun? We're doing more pieces than I need because there's inevitable casualties when we're peeling these off. And hopefully we're running at a 50% success rate here at the very least. Because we need 2 of these to survive. Well, that one did not want to be fur at all. Okay, well, thank you very much. You were absolutely no help. All these suck, man. They all tore. Every one of them. I'm going to clean this off. I'm going to spray it down with ISO. And see if we have better luck next round here. Hey, Blacker, what's up, man? How we doing? Folks, there's another one. Sure to drop a follow, show some love to the Blacker there. Not good? Should be okay. What's up, man? Really struggling with these pieces here. Hey, no worries. No worries. Few things happened, left me feeling shit. Want to go into it in chat? I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope whatever's going on and improves. Been a little bit of a rough start here today just because of lack of sleep. But it's Friday and Minchie comes home tomorrow. I'm just gonna try to get through it, you know? Freaking fireworks last night, man. I got like no sleep. I'd swear all of my neighbors are children that get amusement out of the simplest things. Fireworks are cool and all, but like 5 hours of fireworks, 5 hours of fireworks. I mean, it's got to get a little boring, right? Right, exactly. Especially when those 5 hours are extending beyond midnight, 1 o'clock. Like, oh, I was so tempted to open my sliding glass door and start screaming, dude. These are not cooperating at all, chat. Not having any luck, and the problem is they have to be small and fine. Hour tops, that's respectable, you know? I'm not gonna get bent out of shape. I don't, okay, I like fireworks, I just don't like them being set off around my house, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna get bent out of shape on the holiday for somebody setting off fireworks for 30 minutes to an hour or so, you know? As long as it's at a respectable time. But like 5 hours after 11 o'clock, now you're just being an asshole. The only thing you're telling me is you have absolutely zero regard for your neighbors. And that's one thing that annoys me, because it's really not that hard to be considerate of your neighbors. My neighbors never have a problem with me. I don't have to go out of my way to not cause a problem for them either. It's really weird. I go to fireworks displays. Yeah, we can see a couple from where we're at, typically, depending. But beyond that, everybody and their brother around here sets them off, so where Minchie's at, she could hear them, but she couldn't see any. I said, don't worry about it. You'll see plenty for the next month or so when you get home, I'm sure. Let's see, that's 3 and 3. We'll try that. Clouds of paint instead, dry paint. Oh, you mean like in place of the fireworks, like the charges with the. I think I know what you're talking about. People use them for gender reveal parties, right? Basically. You know, this is my newest utensil, this composite tool. It has quickly become my favorite tool. This thing is so handy. Okay, so need a little bit of a snake to run parallel with those pieces. We'll run one down the center and blend that. Let's go ahead before we do that. I think what we'll do, come down into this region right here, and then start the transition for the texture. So why did that not? That's too long. I must need to do a 3 and 3. Yeah, that'll work. If I can get this off without destroying it. There we go. And then just cut off this extra chunky one. And we're at 3 and 3. Okay. Menchie's got a big day today. As we speak. Oh, wait a minute. I got a text message. Maybe she's done with that. Nope, nope. Oh. It's bad news from someone else in my family. Well, I'll deal with that here in a few hours when I'm done, I guess. Yeah, it's involving my grandfather. It's. I have a feeling before this year's end, it's going to be some real bad news. I don't want that to be the case, but. Anyway, neither here nor there. Yeah, Menchie's going zip lining and is actually probably doing so right now. And then she's going whitewater rafting this afternoon. Thanks, guys. It's unfortunately been a rough year with that regard. Like, it's at a point now where it's like nothing's a surprise at this point, you know? I'm just working on fixing some of this here, making it look a little bit nicer. Okay. And then get you on that one. I'm saying goodbye to my mom on Monday. I'm sorry to hear that, Miss Diane. It's not ever fun, is it? Lost my grandmother several years ago. My grandfather's not really been the same since, and I watched the same thing happen with my great grandparents. They were together for 70 something years, and 2005 my great grandfather passed away, and less than a year later my grandmother went, my great grandmother, and I always said she died of a broken heart, you know. And in addition to his just decline in health, which is hard enough to watch because my grandfather's always been a very capable and active man. He's just been down and out since we lost my grandmother, you know. I mean, he's done well enough, but you can tell. What an ironic song to come up. Fight her right to the end. It's so hard to watch people, you know, go through those struggles knowing there's really not much you can do, if anything at all. I'm gonna do a little bit of touch-ups on this texturing. Anyway, sorry to... Well, I mean, I don't know why I'm apologizing. I didn't bring the news on myself. Just... Yeah, just top it off. My grandparents were always like parents to me. So it just kind of blows. All right, so we're getting down into the finishing area here. You as well, Miss Diane. You as well. Hopefully nothing nothing changes my weekend's plans. Today's Minchie's birthday, and when she gets home tomorrow, plan is to celebrate. Yeah, I'll pass that on to her, man. In fact, I need to make sure this isn't her. I apologize. Normally I don't mess with my phone. You guys know this, but she said she survived, and it was so much fun. And I'm relaying the birthday wishes. There we go. I'm glad that she's content and capable of doing these little adventures she wants to do without me. Although, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't weigh on me, so I'm wishing I could join. But I've had plenty of adventure in my life. And the anxiety disorder and everything these days, I don't have fun when I do that stuff anymore, you know? I don't know if I like that. Maybe we need to go with a little bit of a, yeah, let's go smaller on that. Goes a long way when we're doing what we're doing here, so. Got to start with baby steps. I push myself regularly when I go to the store and do all that stuff, but I'll tell you, man, I'm at a point where I just don't, it is what it is. Every time I leave my house, there's reinforcement of why I don't leave my house. And quite honestly, I'm content, so it is what it is. Like I said, I've had plenty of adventure in my life. I can be entertained quite fine. Let's give that a brush. I think that's looking pretty good. Yeah, it probably gets better just to walk in nature without anyone around. Yeah, I enjoy stuff like that for the most part, depending. You know, there's days where, you know, my back is screaming and or it's on the verge of not being fun and I need to take it easy. But yeah, like stuff like that I enjoy, but where she's going, like even the trails have too many people, you know what I'm saying? Which I did not realize at first, but I thought she was like hiking on some remote trail, but I was misunderstanding. That's why I was worried mostly about bears. Like, you're going by yourself? What are you thinking? It's better just to walk in nature without anyone around, but of course I'm not telling you what to do. I struggle to get out as well unless I have errands to. Yeah, that's. I run my errands, you know. There's an occasion where Menchie's out and I'm like, "Hey, can you save me a trip and while you're there, can you do this or whatever?" But uh, I don't need a caretaker, you know. I I manage. I just also recognize that I'm fortunate to have someone like her that understands, because I have certainly had experience with someone that does not. And I think it's probably kind of hard for anybody to understand who hasn't experienced it. You know what I mean? Um, and I think that there's still times where Menchie maybe has to try a little to get where I'm coming from. Um, but the point is, she tries, you know, and not a lot of people are willing to try to put time and effort into understanding someone else's perspective in anything, much less a relationship. So it definitely means a lot. We're gonna cut this. Ooh, let's not do that. It would have been fine, but still. We're gonna cut this at a little bit of a triangle shape at the top, like we did before on that other piece that we added. And then here in a moment, I'm gonna blend that. Then she says, "Thank you, chat." And I'm just gonna kind of push this upward a little bit as we All right, let's give that a brush. Gotta go for now. I'll leave this stream on. See you later. Hey, Gundy, thank you so much, man. It was good to see you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it, man. And if I don't see you beforehand, dude, have a great weekend. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I think we're good on the nose. I think we are good on the nose. All right, so time to work on cheeks. Time to work on cheeks. So let's take a look here. We need to bring that's gonna go this way. Overlap that with one that well, this probably won't take that long, being honest. There's a hair. There's a hidden beard hair in my sculpt. It's actually stuck in it. I got it. That's my maker's mark. Beard hairs. Just so you know. Yeah, if we have one that comes down this way and then work back to overlap, we'll be working to kind of circle that. This isn't going to take long at all, honestly. We'll probably do the blend here. And then after a bake, we can fill in around the brows and the under eyes and do that blend. So, God, he's looking so good, man. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. We'll go ahead and get some fur rolled out And then we'll wait because there's an ad break coming up here. We don't need a whole lot, but you know how it goes. Always good to make extras. And then again, once we finish the face, we can go in and finish up, add his paws and his toes and the claws and all of that. Might be a couple days worth. And then final step, we'll be doing the fur texture on his tail, on the tip of his tail anyway. Then on to painting. Finally.
It's time to take a short break.
All right.
Stand up, stretch and hydrate.
All right. We've got an ad break coming up in about a minute. And we're going to take a quick stretch break as well. So now's a great time to grab a snack, grab a drink, stand up, stretch, hit the head, any of that stuff. So I'm going to do the same. But before we do, once again, thank you guys so much for hanging out today. And I very much appreciate the raid. Thank you guys. Hopefully you're enjoying. There is a link in the chat to the main YouTube channel. And on that channel, you can find all of my previous work and projects featuring full time lapses and, edited time lapses, condensed, and showcases. All future projects will be getting a showcase video, but because we're going to be streaming from start to finish and you can see more of the process than ever, I'm going to do away with the time lapses, at least for now, just to save myself time with editing so we can work on projects as opposed to being tied up with working on videos. So yeah, all future projects, you can see the candle on there as well. And there's a link in the chat to the Discord. Best place to find all the latest updates on the stream, the channel, when I'm going live, any changes to the schedule, and you can share your artwork and let us know when you're going live in there as well. So hope to see you there. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Like I said, we got an ad break coming up here in about 30 seconds. It'll be a 3-minute ad break once each hour, and we'll get back to it after that. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks so much. All right, looks like we got about a minute and 16 on the ad break, guys. I'll see you back here in just a minute.
Welcome back. Let's get to it.
Let's do that. Let's do that. First things first. Put a little liquid polymer blush on. And we'll go ahead and start cutting some hair pieces here. Where is my... There it is. Well, this is a terrible one so far. I don't know if that one's salvageable, but I guess we'll find out. Let's put that over here. This has been, if you're new here, this has been the process across the entire body. So now you can kind of see how this has been a 100-hour project. And these are the easier pieces, the big ones. When we're working with the small pieces, it not only takes more time just because of coverage, but typically we're working in areas that require quite a bit of patience. Like yesterday, we spent, you wouldn't believe how much time just for like a 1/2 to 1 inch section between his ears there. Just kind of the nature of it. But like I said, the next project I'm doing this method on will be much simpler. Smaller in scale, less little fine awkward areas to work in. And the creature that we're going to be doing is more of a ball shape anyway. So pretty easy coverage on that. And the hairs, as a matter of fact, the hairs that this creature will need will be longer in nature anyway. So we'll be working predominantly with cuts about like this. All right, let's see what we got to work with here. It can always be a surprise. Sometimes it's a surprise that they all come off without tearing, but not today. Well, that one's junk. Pretty decent haul on that round. Only one of them ripped. Or at least ripped to a point that it's unusable. This guy, though, that was a bit of a thick side piece there. Not that kind of side piece. All right, so bottom piece first. At an angle. And then come over top of that. Yeah, let's see how that works. We'll use this piece right here. You know what? Get it this way. Let's do one piece here. In fact, I'm going to save this guy. I guess they're all about the same. I did a pretty good job with that round. We're going to do one. Hey! You see the struggle? It never wants to come off the utensil when I want it to, but it won't stay on it when I need it to. Okay. Go ahead and get the brush ready. Lovely. We're gonna leave those two stuck together at the risk of tearing it otherwise. Okay. And then let's clean that up. Get a blend on that corners. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just need to make sure it's attached. And then we'll hit it with the other piece that we were originally going to do first. Going this way. Get these hairs a little bit wily, you know? A little bit more ISO on that, and we'll start pushing them back here. All right, gotta make a move. It's good catching you, coming along so well. Big love, man. Happy birthday to Minchie. Yeah, she said thank you, by the way. I passed that on to her through a text. And Blocker, hey, man, do what you gotta do, sir. I appreciate you. It's good to see you. And I'm sure I'll see you around Andy's stream a bit later if you make it over there. Yeah, that looks about right. I hear, well, I guess depends, but I hear big news on the UK election stuff, huh? Meanwhile, over here, we don't know what the hell's going on. We got a president that's running for re-election that everybody thinks should step down. What a mess. Let's go ahead and condense that in just slightly here. I stay out of politics. Yeah, I don't worry about the politics. I just worry about the goings on. The politics are, in my opinion, an obstacle to progress. Let's see, that's gonna get filled in, so we should be fine. I'm just looking at my reference. Titan? I hope I said that right. I think I said that right, but thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're just working on getting this guy's face done. Won't happen today, but we are definitely making solid progress to get there. Some of it's gonna have to wait until after a bake. So we're not smashing what we're doing here today. All right. We got 3 more pieces over here. We're gonna have to be careful on this spot because it's kind of bulked out, and I'll be honest. I'm working to correct a little bit of a oversight in the early stages of sculpting. That corner of the eye is not in the same spot. It's a little bit higher at a little bit more of an angle, which is fine because symmetry doesn't exist, as much as it pains me to say. So yeah, I'm working to kind of correct that line a little bit just with the fur. And by correct it, I mean kind of make it not so noticeable. Because we're going to have, there's a little bit of a delineation between the fur here, naturally. Because you got the fur from the cheek meeting the fur from the forehead there. And I can use that line, hopefully, to just kind of guide it in, you know? Atomic! Welcome in, folks. There's a link in the chat, a shout out there for Atomic Gift Shop. If you're not already doing so, I highly recommend dropping a follow and showing some love. Also, why is this so bright? This is... Oh, I'm going to throw this camera out the window. Don't ever buy a Logitech Brio, chat. I hate this thing so much. All of my automatic exposure settings, everything on this camera is turned off. Everything is manual. And yet, every day, it just decides, hey, I'm going to get bright or dark for no reason. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I can really do about it right now. Hopefully it looks all right for you guys. And bear in mind too, my room, like I have blackout curtains, so it's not like external light coming in. The light in this is controlled. And yet oh, the struggle. Okay, so same thing on this side. We hit it right here, then we go with a downward and then come over top. Hey, no worries, Atomic. No worries, man. I got you plugged into the bot, so Atticus can get those shoutouts plugged in for me. And I don't miss them that way. I need to make a note to get one set up for Blocker as well. I do see it shifting in brightness too. Yeah, what? This camera is the worst. I hate it so much. Like, it's going to drive me to the point where I'm going to go buy a Cam Link so I can use my DSLR instead. Like, my exposure adjustment, white balance, any automatic setting is completely disabled. So it makes absolutely zero sense to me. And like, that's me turning the light away. Maybe if I set it back here a little bit further, it'll fix itself. And funny enough, the cheap crappy camera does just fine. It's also a Logitech, but it's just a C920. This is a $200 4K Brio, and I hate it. So save yourself the hassle. Don't buy that garbage. And better yet, just don't buy anything from Logitech because their software is terrible. All right, that's my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It's always easy to see what you're doing. Well, that's good. I know in the grand scheme of things, it's small potatoes, but it shouldn't be doing that. And that's the problem. That's where it annoys me, you know? Yeah, see, now it's bright again. Let me see something. So if I take my hands out, yeah, so that would be one of your picture settings. It's probably called dynamic, something or other. Ours has the same thing, and like we'll use it on certain days where the sun's shining in bright, and it helps. And yeah, there's dynamic exposure adjustment settings on the camera, but they're disabled in OBS itself. So I'm not sure why it's being stupid. And I don't have their software installed, so it's not like that's conflicting. And the reason why I don't have their software installed is, like I said, it's awful. which is a shame because like one of the best pairs of headphones that I've owned was a Logitech. It just wasn't very comfortable for me personally for extended use. But the software's trash, you know? Varies based on the content being shown. I know how to turn it off, but I need the remote. Oh no, did you lose the remote or did it break? We have an old Vizio 42-inch. It still works. It's been a great TV. It's an extra TV at this point. But yeah, man, that was the worst part of the TV. The remote was just junk, and it broke real fast. So I've had to use a universal remote with it, and it doesn't have all the functionality. It's somewhere nearby. Just a matter of where. Yeah, that should do. I'm getting hungry, chat. I'm getting hungry. What time is it? 1:24? Oh boy. You know what? Before we put that on, just don't know where. Need one of those remotes with a finder. Okay, and we'll come at a downward angle on this next one. Making sure that it's running parallel with the bottom edge of his upper lip. Anybody watch? It's not great. I'm not going to pretend that it's a great show. But anybody watch the 90s show on Netflix? I just finished part 1 of season 2 last night. It's something to watch. It's not nearly as good as its predecessor, but it's not terrible. Some of the humor's kind of cringe. But I always liked Red and Kitty as characters on that 70s show, and they're in it, so they kind of keep me invested. A little bit more ISO on there, but not too much. Gotta be careful with this. Too much ISO and it just weakens the strand and snaps it in two. Oh, that just hit the floor. Nope, it's stuck to my pant leg. That works. Got another beard hair there. Again, that's now just, we're just going to make that my maker's mark. Random beard hairs. I sign my projects with DNA. That sounds weird. A little bit more ISO. Okay. I don't like this piece. We're going to get rid of it. And we're going to get a couple more before we start blending to the cheek. And then that is going to be where we leave it off for the day, is after we finish that cheek blend. A little bit of time to go yet. Don't know where we're going to fall on time as far as our raid. Not going to try to guess right now either, because anybody that's spent any time watching this project during the fur application process knows that even things that I think are going to be short sometimes take some time. Other times, things I think are going to take a while go quickly. So it's just kind of hard to gauge, really. And I'm going to make more of these than we possibly need because, once again, always have some casualties. Big thank you again for all the new follows today. Thank you guys so much. We surpassed our 200 follower goal. We've been hitting those goals like pretty fast. Thank you guys. Gandhi, welcome back, man. We're just working on filling in the cheeks and we're pretty close to getting to the blend point on that. And then after that, we'll call it for the day on the project, and I'll give them a bake before we continue and add around the brows, because that way we can work without having to worry about messing up existing texture, you know? Because that would be terrible if I started putting that on, then I had to strip off all of this because that got messed up, you know? And frankly, at this point, I would like to redo as little as possible because I've done a lot of that. Such a good song. Yeah, this one's pretty crap. This one's not turning out so great. But that's why we do extra. Well, that and this. Exactly. Oh, God. Well, at least that one turned out. There's 2 so far. Nice. Of course. Get out of here. We're going to put a little bit more liquid polymer on just because it scraped off. You know, 2 on each side probably. 1 down, one just straight back. Slightly. Honestly, at least on this side, I think that will do. We'll come back to that. I just want to kind of see. And then come across there. think that'll do it. Hey, Super Genius, welcome in. Good to see you again, man. And thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, he's come a long way. It's gonna look a little bit goofy until we fill it around the brows here, but we'll be doing that next time. Miss Cubist TV, welcome in. Good to see you. This is incredible. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is I've lost count. We're over 100 hours on this guy. And oh no. Stay there. Don't slide. And I'm really happy with how he's turning out. This is this was a bit of a nerve-wracking project coming into it. I wanted to give things a try. But yeah, this is my first time sculpting an animal of any kind, really. Ooh, I about messed it up there. And also my first time using this clay exclusively, because I've used it a little bit on like small portions of projects, but I've never done a whole project with this particular clay. And I've also never done this fur texture method, but I wanted to give it a shot because I figured it would be perfect for this guy. And it's a very slow process, as you can imagine, I'm sure. But I think it's worth it. I really like how it's coming together. And Miss Cubist, thank you for joining the Discord. I see you there, and I got your role assigned, so you've got access there now. I just have a manual role assignment just to keep, you know, the bots and spam out. I've been in some Discord servers that I've had problems with, and want to avoid that on my own, you know? Yeah, no problem. Make sure you go to their Discord and show the ARC folks when this is done. This needs to be enshrined. I wanted to see about what I need to do as far as, because I know when they do their community posts or whatever on Steam, they have a section where it's like fan art and stuff. And I thought it'd be cool to see about getting him on there once I've got the project done and the photos and showcase video complete. I figured I'd share it with them, and I'm gonna probably be doing another ARC creature in the future too. We were kind of talking about it yesterday, but if you're familiar with ARC, you may be aware of the glowtail creature. And I have liquid polymer clay, liquid cos clay actually, that glows. And I feel like that would be really cool and perfect for that project, because it's a lizard with bioluminescence. And then see what we're going to do. He's going to get baked. after today. Unfortunately, we are quickly coming to a point where, I mean, we still got a little bit to do, but not much left that we can get done today. Because I'm going to give him a quick bake, and then on the next stream, we'll fill in around the brow and under eye and blend that in. Our next step after all of this today is going to be blending into this cheek, like right here at the snout. Should go. I'm at work today. Hey, bus driving pony, welcome in. How are we doing today? All right, let's get some clay on those cheeks. We gotta do some blending. Also, bear with me a minute. I got some family stuff going on today, and then my partner is out of state on a trip, so, and I just got a text message, so. Did a touch of stained glass today. Oh, cool. Very cool. Jerboa is adorable. Well, thank you very much. He has been a process, that is for sure. But we are in the end game here. We finish up his face in the next couple, between today and the next stream, most likely. And then even in the end of the next stream, we may very well be moving right along and working into his paws. Because after his face, I do his paws and his claws and his toes and his toe claws. And then this fur texture across his body will be used on the tip of his tail. And then we'll be putting him on the base and start painting. Just trying to gauge how much clay I'm gonna want to use for this blending portion here. And just kind of work this up. We don't have to go to the eyelid because this is going to get covered by the under eye area that we add later. So it's just a matter of getting everything kind of blended, and then we'll start texturing, and that it'll blend right in. Where's the spoon? All right, let's do the same over on this side. Oh boy. I love it when you add little things and it just brings it together, you know? We do need to add a little bit of a dab of
It's time to take a short break. Stand up,
Good, I need
stretch
it.
and hydrate.
I need a stretch. I definitely need that right now. Okay. We're in a good spot, so when we get back from break, we'll start blending all of that in. But it is that time. Every hour we do a 3-minute break, ad break, and stretch break. So here in just a moment, well, according to the dashboard, 2 minutes we'll have an ad roll for 3 minutes, and then we'll get back into the project. And we'll be probably actually on our finishing touches for the day. Might go in and do some touch-ups if needed. We'll give him a once-over and, you know, see if there's anything that we need to correct prior to his bake. This poor brush, man. It's been through so much. I actually had to trim off the tip of it because it was so frayed, which is why I just use it for liquid polymer clay now. This was like my favorite brush. It just got too bad, so I can't really use it for painting anymore. All right. What do we got? 57 seconds till the ad break. So, folks, we're going to jump over to the break screen. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I do hope you're enjoying. Going to throw a link in the chat to the main YouTube channel. You can find all of our projects there, past and present. All past projects have a condensed time lapse plus the showcase. And you can see our first project completed on stream right before this guy, the creepy candle. He's got his showcase over there, and all projects that we do moving forward will get a showcase. So you can check those out, and you can join us in the Discord, best place for all the latest updates on the stream, the channel when I'm going live, and you can share your artwork and crafts with us in the artwork gallery channel there, and let us know when you're going live. But let's hop over to the break screen, stand up, stretch, grab a drink, whatever you got to do. We're going to run ads, and I'll see you guys back in just a few. Why does it still say ad starting soon? Twitch, unfuck yourself, please. Thank you. Kindly. All right, 2 minutes on the ad break, but guys, I just noticed our raid target for the day is going to definitely be live by the time we finish up. So stick around and join me. You're not gonna, if you're not familiar with, if you don't know who we're raiding, then you're not familiar with them probably. So stick around. You won't be disappointed. Also, one of the best songs ever. Changed my mind. From one of the best movies ever, no doubt.
Welcome back. Let's get to it.
All right, let's do just that. Keep it moving while we're making good progress here. Welcome back from the ad break, folks. We are going to blend those cheeks, and then we'll be finishing them up for the day. I'll get them in the oven. And as I was saying while the ad was running, it looks like our planned raid target is going to be live by the time we're all said and done, if he's not already. And you won't be disappointed. So stick around. We'll go say hello here after a bit. I'm going to start off by just getting some lines in. Then we'll kind of go this way to blend it in with the existing texture, you know? Oh, you know what, chat? Shoot, I wasn't paying attention to what time it is. My 2 o'clock alarm just went off. It's time to give the dog her meds. I was worried about our raid. I wasn't paying attention. So after this cheek, I'm going to do that real quick. It'll only take me a second. Let's give that a brush, and then I'll just need to clean off some of these little clay boogers, you know? I'm going to need a little tiny snake. There's a little gap right there between the hairs, and we don't want that. So what I'll do is just plop this guy right there. Okay, stop that. All right, we're going to give that another brush. apologies if I was working a little bit off camera there. I just needed to get an underneath angle for that lower line on the upper lip there. And my chair is now stuck. Don't you just love chair mats? Aren't they great? I'll tell you what, why don't we do this? We got a little booger sticking on there. I don't like it. Get off of there. All right, one side done. And let's repeat the process on this side. Again, starting with blending right into the lines. And then we'll start doing a little bit of the scratched in detail. All right, and then, oh, wrong brush. We don't want the fat brush. Now, once we get those brows filled in and do the same process of blending there, that turned out better than I hoped, honestly. You give your dog the meds? No, I did not yet. I totally slipped my mind. I got super focused. It's not super time imperative, but yeah, I need to not forget. Let me do that real quick because it will only take a second. I just got to throw a little pill in a pill pocket and toss it to her. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to check over all my work today. And then we're going to go say hello to Andy Mecca. Andy's one of the reasons why the primary reason I even stream. Because like I said, I was only doing YouTube videos. And I didn't think I could hack the streaming thing and focus. And kind of inspired me to try it. Andy's awesome. If you're not familiar with him. And one of my favorite streams to hang out at. I'll go ahead and leave the Jerboa up. We won't put the break screen up, and I will be back in just a moment. Thank you for the reminder, Miss Cubis TV. I appreciate it. Okay. I'm gonna use some ISO to clean off any of that pill pocket residue. Yeah, it's my partner's dog. She's 13, 14 years old. And we've had a few scares over the last couple years with her. And she's on a heart steroid at this point. That blend honestly turned out so much better than I'd hoped. This could blend a little bit better, I'm not gonna lie. It's I think that side's good to go. I'm telling you too, anybody out there that might work with polymer clay or anything, Amazon, a few bucks. It's called a composite tool or a composite instrument. This thing is awesome. I love this thing so much. It's a super handy tool. Like you've seen me use it to place things without having to like touch it and smash it. For doing line work, I use this thing more than this and my spoon. My spoons, they're irreplaceable at this point. All right, chat. We did it. Another success. Now, what we're going to do, I will bake him before the next stream, which will be Monday, most likely. That's going to be a pretty busy weekend, and I don't typically schedule. If you're new here, basically, I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays, I typically stream 11, 12 Eastern time to around 4 or 5. And then Tuesdays, I stream around 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. And then Fridays are on the schedule as a possible bonus stream each week. Whether or not we do or not is just kind of up in the air. And then there's always the potential for a bonus stream on the weekends if time permits. But with my partner being gone on a trip and getting back tomorrow, and not only is she getting back tomorrow, but today's her birthday, so we're going to celebrate that. It's going to be a busy weekend, and I'm going to be spending time with her, so I can almost guarantee no stream over the weekend. Maybe Sunday if we don't have anything going on, but we'll see. So most likely it'll be Monday, and what we're going to do, he'll be baked. So everything we did today will be cured. We'll have a save point. And we'll be filling in some clay up above the eyelid, right? To form the brow. And what I'll probably do is take on each side, once we have that clay application in place, on the top, do some small, fine cut pieces and lay that across the top and blend it, and then blend all of that with this texture like we just did here today. Same with under the eye, and then we'll be putting some holes in with wire just like we did on the snout for the monochrome, or the, monofilament that I have that we'll be using for the whiskers. And those will be added last step, right? Because we're going to paint before those get put in. And we'll put those wires in place once the painting starts, so it doesn't get filled in with paint. So after we're done with the face, we'll do his little paws and his toes, and we'll get the claws done as well. And then final step on the sculpt is the fur texture on the tip of the tail. And then it's assembly and painting. So day 24 is a wrap, folks. We did it. Our 100-hour rodent here is coming along nicely. Certainly happy with it. Glad I caught one of your streams. It was nice to see you. Yes. And anybody still around from from the raid earlier? Yeah, anyone from Decipher's channel? I apologize that I did not notice that the raid call itself was follower only. Chat is whack, and I thought it was just a few people being jerks. So I'm sorry about the response on that. I do hope you forgive me on that. and understand from my perspective what that looked like. So next time I'll know. But anyway, let's clean up the tools real quick here. And matter of fact, I'm just gonna do one of these. And yeah, like I said, Monday we'll continue on and finish up the face, and then possibly even get into the paws. We'll see. I don't want to make promises because you never know. Some things seem like they won't take long, and then I end up spending an entire stream on them. Or more. I hope everybody's had a wonderful week. It's been a little bit of a trying week here, but I made it through. Mostly unscathed. I cannot get this clay off of here. I don't think it's going to come off entirely. Not that it really matters, but I don't like to have my tools all gunked up. I like to keep them semi-neat. What are those ultrasonic cleaner things? Maybe I should get one of those. Okay. A job well done today, folks. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out, keeping me company. Lurkers, thank you. Here's a solid question. Never mind, I found it. I was gonna say, where is my other brush? I'm dip these in here to let them soak for a few. And let's pop over here. Before I do though, once again, I'm gonna throw a link to the YouTube channel, the main YouTube channel, where you can find all of the showcase videos for all past and future projects. And all past projects will have a condensed time lapse as well. You can also find a link to the Discord, which is the best place for all the latest updates on the stream, the channel, any modifications to the schedule. Typically talking about, especially if you're subbed to the channel and have access to those channels on Discord, we talk about upcoming projects. I'll typically field ideas from you guys on occasion, and there's channels in there to share your artwork and crafts and let us know if you've got new videos or if you're going live. So love to see you there. But guys, we're gonna go say hello to a good friend of the channel, Mr. Andy Mecca. I'm gonna make sure, I think he's live at this point, but I do want to double check and just confirm. Let's see. There he is. I sees him. And we are going to go say hello to Mr. Andy Mecca. Before we do, guys, thank you so much for a wonderful stream today. I very much appreciate it. I do have quite a few thank yous to get through. A couple offline follows as well. Bus Driving Pony, thank you so much for the follow, as well as Lord of Forks. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you for the follows yesterday evening. And then, again, anyone that came in on Decipher's raid, apologies for interpreting the raid call as someone just being judgy in chat. I apologize. And Simu Pops, Fat Boy T, Lumavaras, Drimsky, Rickety Railway. Oh, I hear Andy in the background. Let me mute that. Erica Fernandez, Data Manzin, Titan. Thank you all so much for the follows. We blew past our 200 follower goal. Thank you guys. That means a lot to me. All the support has been incredible, and this has been a blast. So thank you. Decipher, dude, thank you for the raid today, man. I very much appreciate it. We're going to give a proper shout out once again to Decipher. Folks, if you like electronic music or just music in general, you like to have a good time, and you like live music, Decipher is a DJ here on Twitch. He tears up those tables, man. It's a pretty good time. Great stream, a great setup, and great music. So be sure to show some love there. Check it out. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. We're going to throw those raid calls out. Non-subs, there's one for you. Get that copied and ready to go. And subscribers, there's a raid call for you. I'm going to get that copied as well. When we get over to Andy's chat, throw that in his chat. Make some noise. Give a hearty hello to Andy Mecca and enjoy the stream. He's working on painting some of his recently finished projects and sculpts. So let's go see what he's up to today. Guys, thank you very much for everything today. Sincerely, thanks for hanging out. Lurkers, thank you for lurking. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and a fantastic weekend. I will be back here on Monday to do some more work on our good friend, the Jerboa here. And until then, take care. Guys, have a good one. I'll see you over at Andy's. And have a great night. Later, guys. Let me get this queued up, and I'll see you over there. Miss Diane, have a great night. I'll see you over at Andy's, but you know. Miss Cubis, it was great to see you. Have a good night. Get that raid started, and I will see you all over there. Take care, guys.